You might have to upgrade your software.
I might have to upgrade my software. And we're live!
Also, the software in your computer. Just need to get you one of those Netrunner chips.
Oh, don't do that. I'm reading a book right now where, like, guardians have control over people via, like, stuff in the back of their neck. It's really trippy. It's not great. Anyway.
Also, your phone bricked itself after it got an update. I don't know if I want that happening.
Yeah, I don't want to do that
car.
to my computer. Oh, to me?
Yeah, to you. If you upgraded your personal software and you just got in a boot loop, and I just saw, like...
Yeah. That would be pretty gnarly. Okay. Anyway. Hello and welcome! We're doing 2 streams today, and we know that we're doing 2 streams today because this beautiful game arrived, and we weren't planning on it to arrive, and so I was very excited. Thank you very much, HABA. HABA sent us this game, Tiny Park. This is releasing at Gen Con for them, and it is a re-implementation of Mummy's Tomb, where we each have these player boards and these like Tetris-like pieces, and we're trying to be the first person to fill our board doing using dice to collect the Tetris pieces. So, it says on the box ages 5 to 99, but I'm pretty confident I could play this with my confident 3-year-old niece. Actually, she's 4 now. Oh, they're getting old. But we could have played this with him when she was 3.
Yeah, get him young. Like,
yeah,
she's played a lot of the other HABA games for younger kids to like teach things about turn structure and waiting until it's your turn and not touching pieces and whatever. So I think we can.
I think this
easily ease her into this.
Well, yeah, and this one with kids, it does. You have the turn structure and you're not working together, but it's not overly hard. There's also some spatial stuff that they could do. And we'll talk about like the different rules modifications that HABA recommends for when you're playing with younger kids while we're teaching the game. But HABA did send this, so this is technically a sponsored stream. Thank you, HABA, for providing this game for us to play today. Okay, so
I wanted to mention that when we first played
Tiny Park is the name of the game. I don't know if I said that.
When we first played Barren Park, right at the end of the game, I said, wow, I really want to play this with the theme park and roller coasters and stuff. And Ted said, actually, HABA is doing that, and it's called Tiny Park, and it's coming out at Gen Con. So ever since that, I was very excited.
Yes. And it's kind of, I'm in a weird position where my Gen Con top 10 video, which I'm shooting this weekend, we like own a lot of the games that are on that list, and because this was one of them, and then it just showed up at our doorstep, and I was like, ah! So, thank you, HABA. Okay, also, hey, Angela, and if Angela HABA is working, also hello, Nerfenstein is in the chat. So setup is really easy. There are 4, it's a 2 to 4 player game, but I mean, a kiddo could play this solo independently, but everybody gets a board, and the boards depict basically like the parking lot and like the back of the playground, because you're building little amusement parks. So everybody gets a board, and then there are Tetris pieces. There are 6 types of Tetris pieces, and Steve has organized them by shape and size.
By number of squares.
Is it? Oh, I noticed. And each of the Tetris pieces depicts different features of an amusement park. So, for example, this one features 2, like, gumball candy rides or snack things. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. Oh, they're little trains! They're gumball trains!
Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you, they're trains.
With mint wheels and lollipop fronts. Oh, my God. Anyway, each tile will depict some rides, and sometimes there's combinations of rides. So, for example, this L bracket has 2 airplane roller coasters down here, and 1 gumball train. And what you're doing is, on your turn, you're going to roll the 5 dice, and you're going to roll them all at once. It's King of Tokyo style, if you've ever played King of Tokyo. So you're going to roll all 5 dice, and you get up to 3 rerolls. So you can put some dice aside.
3 total rolls.
So, 3 total rolls, so 2 rerolls. So, let's see what's out. So this has an octopus showing. This is 2 trains, 2 airplanes and a train, 3 big tents, This is 2 snack carts and 2 trains, 2 tents and 2 snack carts. And I have rolled horribleness for all of these options. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold on to these 2, I guess for reasons. Actually, no, I'm going to roll a plane. So then this is my second reroll. And now I got a food cart, but I still haven't gotten a gumdrop train.
You've got 2, like, other train cart rides.
These are jack-o'-lantern train rides.
Trains, yep.
I'm not doing really great this roll. But if I wanted to, I could re-roll this tent, which I don't think I'm going to do, but I will hold on to the food cart, the, like, pizza slice. It's a giant pizza slice. Oh, my goodness. It's too whited out. I'm sorry. And then I'll re-roll this. I rolled horribly. But for teaching purposes, let's say I didn't roll horribly. I'm going to cheat.
Wow.
And let's say that I rolled, yay! Hey, look! I rolled the correct symbols that match this tile. So I have 2 pizzas and 2 gumdrop trains. And so I then get this piece, and I get to put it on my board. And so in the normal rules, once you put it on the board, it's locked on the board for the rest of the game. Oh, camera freaking out. And so you can rotate it, you can flip it, whichever way you want. But once it's placed, it's locked. HABA recommends if you're playing with younger kids and you want an easier game, you can make it where once they've put the tiles, they can rearrange them later in the game. Which takes the fun out of it. So, once you can always decide to stop re-rolling early if you get what you want. But, otherwise, if I hadn't have cheated, I re-rolled a whole bunch of stuff, and I did have 1 octopus, so I could pick up the single tile, which is on top, which is an octopus right now. Otherwise, I can make the decision not to pick up any tiles, which is not super great. But yeah, so I'm just gonna not pick up anything, and it's Steve's turn. And the winner is the first person to complete the board.
Oh, you're not going to get that octopus tile?
I mean, I guess I'll get the octopus tile.
You could have picked it up. All right, my turn.
So it's really straightforward. It's a very simple game, but it's super cute.
2 candy trains.
Well, that's not a great angle.
Oops. 2 candy trains.
Do this one? This is
and
better.
then these 2. I'm gonna roll these 2. Great. I got my pizza slice and my 2 candy trains, so I actually get the piece that Tiff cheated and was going to get.
Yep.
Yep. 2 pizza snacks and 2 candy trains.
Yeah.
So I placed that.
So the interesting thing with these tiles is, like, the big top tent, you have to count the number of tent peaks. So there's 3 tent peaks. So you need 3 tents to get that one. The straightaways, they're always the same. So it's like 2 tents, 2 gum trains, 2 roller coasters, etc. The L pieces and the square pieces, you have to do different sets.
Yeah, and the square pieces are always 2 sets of 2.
Okay. Ooh, 2 gum trains.
And actually,
that's super important.
The T pieces are also 2 sets of 2, but they're split, so it's split, 1, 2, 1. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I got my 2 gum trains, which is that at the very least, and I want to try and get that. So I'm gonna go for tents.
Your dad gum trains.
And here's oh wow, I got 3 pumpkin jack-o'-lantern trains. Here's a fun thing. You can, if you decide, like, I don't want to go for the gumdrop trains, I could re-roll these for my 3rd and final roll. But I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with what I got. How did I got 3 jack-o'-lantern trains again.
That's a pretty unlikely roll.
Alright, well, I will get the 2 gumdrop train. And I put it here, I guess.
Choo-choos.
Oh, goodness. Your turn.
Choo-choo.
Hey, Eden. Hey, Mad Bona.
Hey, Eden. Hey, Mad Bona. Hey, 4 pizza slices. Are there there isn't even a single pizza slice out.
You took the pizza slice one.
I did. Ooh, 3 planes.
And a tent?
And
you need a gum train. But, ooh, if you get another tent, you could get...
So let's do this. Hopefully I'll get... Nope.
That's it. That's your roll. You should get the single train.
Yeah,
or the single roller
single
coaster.
plane.
Yep. So
right,
yeah, this game, when Leah at HABA first showed this to me, I just immediately was like, it's Barron Park, but for kids. Because the dice kind of they add a little bit of randomness, which is kind of typical with HABA games, but the strategy of the, how you lay stuff out in the parks and pushing your luck, and stuff like that. I got the two gumdrops.
But then also the fact that it's a race rather than play till the end and score. So it's basically who does it first, so kids can or it can be a little easier to see who's ahead, who's behind.
Yeah. It is basically Barron Park with dice. It's like Barron Park with the HABA mix of dice. But I like the tile placement, and so you could play this with your younger kiddos, and then once they grasp that the dice are the considering factor in this, you could potentially move them up to Barron Park.
And one thing they have to do is the symbols aren't exact. Like, I think you were saying, they're illustrations, and then these are more of just like the single icons. So kids do have to like try to figure out what's on the tile versus the dice.
Give it a 10. Ooh, 2 planes. 2 planes and a gumdrop. Okay.
I don't think you should supply the music that those amusement park rides actually play.
Why not? That's part of I'm making an amusement park. I feel like that should be part of the gaming experience.
I mean, it's not necessarily for your amusement, but it could be.
Oh, yeah.
We have not been seeing these jack-o'-lantern trains.
I have been. Oh, you mean on the tiles?
Yeah, on the tiles.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a snack shack. You know, I'm gonna leave the tent because there's a lot of tents.
Oh yeah.
Out.
If your 4-year-old grandson's already playing Sagrada, this might be a little simplistic.
There it is. This game just got intense. Eden, you cannot get more than 1 tile. We're racing to see who can build out our 1 tile the fastest.
Double tents. Ooh, single plane. Woo-hoo-hoo. I want a gumdrop. Ooh, I could do
2 octopi.
2
octopi?
Yeah, octopi and a plane.
I kind of want pie now.
We're just hungry. We should just go to Dottie's for dinner after all of this. Yeah. I want to go big because I got the double tent.
Go for it.
Ugh.
You're already home, so your only choice is to go big.
There's the stupid jack-o'-lanterns. Hey, don't screw me. It screwed me. Great.
Oh, hey, you got triple tents.
Yeah.
Oh, but I took the piece.
Oh, yeah, bummer. Well, I could get this single pizza slice snack shop. Okay.
There's another single pizza slice snack shop. Okay, we got 2 gumballs, and a tent. Second roll.
Yeah, and a
No.
tent.
Second roll.
You didn't get it. You got triple gumballs.
Triple gumball trains.
You could get the double gumball trains.
Yeah. I think I'll do that with conductor Cluck McGee. They call him the gumball chicken. Or chicken gumball.
If this amusement park, that is some pretty amazing roller coaster. There are 2 loop-de-loops on that tiny roller coaster.
I mean, like all kids' rides, they look just a little bit unsafe, but fun.
But fun. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go for another plane. Pizza slice. Pizza slice. Plane. Mama needs a plane. Duh, you're a gumball. I don't think I get anything. I can't even get the single tile.
Was that your third roll?
That was my third roll.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, when you play baseball, sometimes you strike out.
The side-by-side view looks great. Will be good for games like this where you don't have to hide things from one another. Yeah. We are very happy about this table. We spent a long time debating and going to IKEA, and I've been, like, looking at building a custom table. Like, we have been researching tables probably for about a year.
I also struck out. Mostly karmically for making fun of you.
That's appropriate.
Yeah,
Double octopus!
I really like being side by side without having a table leg between my legs.
Yeah,
it is significantly
really nice.
more comfortable. Oh my god. Can we just have a kitty cam?
Kaiju kitty cam! Ooh. Okay.
Cat is currently curled up in a spiral in the dead center of the dog bed.
I'm just gonna go for octopus airplane.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
It's actually one of the better, lesser-known Beatles albums.
Octopus airplane.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it might have been a studio session only release.
Usually it was us. So thank you for barking. Thank you for barking.
They got 2 snacks, 2 trains. We'll keep the 2 snacks.
Go on.
3 snacks.
Triple snack.
Woo! On my third roll.
Snack attack.
Octopus attack.
Wow. Ah! When you have 3 gumball trains, they have a donut tunnel that they go through.
Oh my god. The art does just get better. It's amazing.
I got triple octopus. Where is our jack-o'-lantern trains? Alright, I'm gonna hold on to the pizza slice. Woo! Double pizza slice. Alright, I need a tent. Give me a tent.
Shun.
I did not get a tent.
Shun.
I hate you. Yep, I gotta get the single. This is the worst game of this.
You remind me of...
Hey, look, a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin train thing. Yeah, it's a train.
My fault for shuffling these. You remind me of our water heater today. Got hosed in terms...
No, the water heater didn't get hosed. It got pumped.
That's, yeah, which is not...
We drained our water heater, which is in the basement, and we had to rent a pump to get it out of the basement. And then we put it in. We put the water from the water heater into our rain barrel for watering the garden because we were like,
55-gallon rain barrel, 50-gallon water heater.
Might as well.
Yeah, it takes a while.
And it was cold water. It wasn't hot water. We turned the water heater off yesterday, so we ran out of hot water this morning with my shower. Which tells us how quickly we go through hot water. And you took like a liberal, I'm going to use the hot water shower yesterday.
I got one of each. Third roll. I think we call this striking out. Yep, I couldn't get it, but I'll get the single. Okay, I mean, now my grid's filling in, so I'm starting to...
Why do you know Gen Con this year? Trust me. I ask myself that almost every hour.
It's kind of a daily affirmation.
I do occasionally look at flights. I've had a few offers already doing booth support with lodging and badge paid for.
Which,
yep. Just gotta get myself there, which can't do.
Yeah, people have been very generous and... People are very generous to their booth help at Gen Con. I think also it is kind of it's a very like busy con to work. So.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to the plan.
Yeah, you want happy, well-rested booth help at Gen Con.
God, jeez Louise.
Yeah, there's a lot of luck pressing.
Yeah, this is not great. 2 planes! 3 planes! Doesn't do me any good, but I got 3 planes! Oh, 2 planes!
Yeah, you get the 2 planes.
2 planes!
Hey, it's the jack-o'-lantern train. Okay, fish roll.
Which is different from the candy gumdrop train.
Alright, I'm gonna go for that big 4.
The jack-o'-lantern chain smokestack puts out little ghosts.
Okay, 3rd roll.
Oh my god.
3rd roll. I did it! I did it!
You got one.
2 gumball trains and 2 tents.
And now you're going for double jack-o'-lanterns.
I am going for double jack-o'-lanterns. Can Tiffany catch up? Eat that ace!
Screwed. I need like minimum 3 tiles.
I am actually excited for Gen Can this year. Because this would be, I think, my first Gen Can.
Last year it was Gen Can for you.
Well, last year was laying on the floor with a new puppy.
That was Gen Can?
Yeah, that was Gen Can't do much of anything because I'm exhausted.
With a new puppy, yeah. Airplane tent. There is an eclipse that is happening that is very close to Portland, and we have family that very much wants to see the eclipse, and we've been trying to get them to come up here for 2 years now, and it took an eclipse that happens every 40 years to do it. So, as much as I would love to skip town and go to Gen Con, I want to hang out with my nephew more.
We've just been piling up games like, ooh, we can play that with the nephew. We can play that with the nephew.
We might miss the eclipse just because we're in the house playing with the board game. So.
Yeah, there's... We played... last vacation that we were hanging out together, we played a lot of No Siesta with him. And that was
he loved No Siesta.
He was 7, just going on 8. And
yeah, he was 7.
Really dug it.
Okay.
Alright.
So this year we are participating in Gen Can as much as we can while family's in town.
You ready for it?
We're hosting...
Double jack-o'-lantern.
Yep, and you got it. And that's Tiny Park. Winning park goes to Steve Kyra.
This is also my upside down park.
No, it's straight up. Oh, you did put the parking lot the wrong way.
Yeah, that's... I can never do this. But yeah, that's the winning park.
There you go. I just had the worst luck, and those singles actually hurt me in the end. I should have held out for bigger ones. But, as you can see, I mean, it's a really straightforward game, but it's a HABA game and it's meant for kids. And
we actually had the same number of tiles. We both had 8.
I know, it's the singles that screwed me.
Yeah.
You do have to sticker the dice, which is not horrendous, but just keep that in mind. You don't have to punch anything, though, because HABA games come pre-punched for the most part.
Which is rad.
So yeah, but that was Tiny Perk. It's very straightforward. I think that, if you have kiddos that are gaming kiddos, like you've been working and gaming with these kiddos directly, their whole lives, they probably would be bored with this. But, like, our nieces, we're the only ones that really play games with them when we come to visit, and we visit about once every 3 months. So, they can game better than most, like, the average kiddo. But at the same point, like, this is a game that Emma will really enjoy, and Natalie will be able to play with Emma and not be bored. Like, they would be able to play and compete with each other, and they are 6 and 4. So, we're going to take this with us to Colorado when we go see them this weekend. So yeah, I'm excited because whenever we go, we always bring games to play with them, and the first thing they do when they see us in the morning is they ask us what game we're gonna play. So yeah.
But no, this will be a lot of fun. I know Emma specifically just loves whenever she gets something in a game, like usually a HABA game, she gets excited. So she will be happy with whatever roll that lets her get a tile. Like I doubt she'll care too much about winning and just be more like, I got the roller coaster tile.
Yeah. Well, that's because her sister always wins. She's got younger sister issues. But also at the same point, like I think that this is a game when our other nephew, who is going on 2 soon, when he gets a little older, this is a game that he can play with his older brother, Kevin, and Kevin can play games with us because we've been playing games with Kevin for a number of years, and Kevin plays chess and loves chess. So Kevin is a little gamer, but his brother will be able to play this with Kevin, which excites me because they could play like this kind of game together because they have a 5-year gap.
Yeah, 5-year gap.
And I think Kevin might be a little bored with this, but the Press Your Luck would keep him at least somewhat entertained on strategy, and he'd be willing to play this with his brother. Because there's other HABA games out there that are just, there's not a lot of point to playing them, except for to teach some core concepts to kiddos. They're just not super engaging for the other people playing them. This one, there's a little bit of like Press Your Luck, and you can kind of strategize on what you go for and stuff like that.
Definitely fun to play.
Yeah.
On the back it's 4 happy faces out of 5 for luck and chance, which it is. It's a dice game.
Oh yeah.
But it has 5 out of 5 happy faces for risk, so it's definitely teaching like the kind of risk concept. So,
yeah.
So, a lot of fun.
That was good.
Like
but we taught you how to play it, and we played a full game in under 30 minutes. It says 10 minutes on the box. I think if you're not as Press Your Luck for specific strategic tiles, I guess you could play it in 10 minutes, but
I would imagine. Sorry. Whenever we play games with like nieces or nephews, they do tend to take a little longer, just for reasons. So I would imagine it would take a little longer than 10. Not for anything bad, but just because.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was Tiny Park coming out at Gen Con this year from HABA USA. If you're in the European and German markets, it's already been out for a while, I guess. But yeah, this year it will be releasing in the North American market at Gen Con. And thank you again, HABA, for sending us this copy early so that we could play it. And take it with us to Colorado to play with our nieces. I'm really excited that it got here just before we left. That was perfect timing. So
yeah, no, I can't wait.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so we're doing another stream tonight. So we're gonna shut down this. Stream, and if you're watching live, you can just hang out in the chat room. And when we start up the next stream, which will be for Photosynthesis by Blue Orange Games, you will already be in the stream, so you don't need to go anywhere. You can just hang out. If you're on mobile, you might have to refresh the live page. But if you're on desktop and just hanging out, it should be fine. So, yeah, we're going to shut down the stream, give the computer a couple minutes to cool down, swap the thumbnails, and then we should be back up and running in like 5 to 10 minutes. If you're not watching live, and you want to watch the Photosynthesis stream, you can just go back to the live play playlist, or I guess just the homepage or BGG, and find that playthrough there.
Yeah, it'll be a treat. So if you want to soak it up with us, just catch us in a few.
That was really rough. Yeah. Okay.
I think I've probably had my chlorophyll.
I think you need to leave.
Kind of joke.
I think you need to leave.
All
right. We'll be back in a minute, Internet.
All right.
See ya.